You wake up one day, check your bank account, and think, wow, who robbed me? Then you remember, oh, right, you did, for Kyle, from accounting, a guy you don't like, don't trust, and wouldn't recognize in public without his company badge. Welcome to America, where people are broke on purpose. Somewhere along the way, we collectively agreed that the fastest way to feel important is to look expensive in front of strangers who will forget us by Tuesday. And we don't even do it well. We're not impressing billionaires, we're impressing other stressed-out people who also have a maxed-out credit card and a lease they can't pronounce. You ever notice how nobody buys stuff quietly anymore? Nobody just buys a car. They upgrade. Nobody rents an apartment. They secure a luxury living experience, which is a fancy way of saying the walls are thin but the lobby smells like eucalyptus. And it's all a performance. A very expensive, very unnecessary performance. We don't buy things because we need them. We buy things because someone else might see them. That's the whole disease. You don't love that $1,200 phone. You love the moment when someone notices it. You love casually placing it on the table like, oh, this? Yeah, it's nothing. Nothing, except a monthly payment that will follow you into your 30s like emotional baggage. And the craziest part? The people you're trying to impress are doing the exact same thing, for you. It's like a massive national play where everyone is pretending to be rich and nobody wants to admit they're exhausted. America doesn't have a spending problem. America has a validation addiction. We don't ask, can I afford this? We ask, what will people think if I don't? That's why someone making 60 grand a year somehow drives a car that costs 70. Math left the chat. Logic packed its bags. Ego took over the lease. And social media made it worse. Way worse. Because now you're not just keeping up with the neighbors. You're keeping up with people you went to high school with who suddenly became entrepreneurs and only post photos at airports. Nobody ever posts the overdraft notification. Nobody posts the panic attack when rent is due. They post vibes. Everyone online looks like they're doing amazing. Everyone offline is quietly Googling, is it normal to be broke at 29? And here's the uncomfortable truth nobody wants to say out loud. Most of the stuff we buy to impress others doesn't impress them at all. They notice it for 5 seconds. 5. Then they go back to thinking about themselves, because that's what humans do. Nobody lies awake at night thinking, wow, his shoes were incredible today. They're thinking, why did I say that weird thing at lunch? But we keep spending anyway, because maybe this time the hoodie, the watch, the car, the vacation, the restaurant bill will finally say what we're too scared to say ourselves. I matter. And that's heavy. We're taught from a young age that success is loud. Big house, big car, big wedding, big everything. Nobody teaches you that peace is quiet. Peace doesn't flex. Peace doesn't post stories. Peace doesn't need approval. Peace is having money left at the end of the month. Peace is sleeping without financial dread tapping you on the forehead at 3 a.m. Peace is buying something because you actually want it, not because you're afraid of how it looks if you don't. But peace doesn't get likes. Debt does. Debt comes with free shipping and a dopamine hit. Debt whispers, you deserve this, and never mentions the interest rate. And Americans love a good whisper. We're emotional spenders pretending to be logical consumers. We don't shop with math. We shop with feelings. Bad day at work? Buy something. Feel insecure? Buy something. Bored? Buy something. Trying to prove you're doing fine? Definitely buy something. Retail therapy is just therapy where the bill comes later, and later always comes. The wild part is how fast this becomes normal. You get used to payments, used to juggling, used to saying, it's fine, everyone does this. Everyone who's stressed. And we never stop to ask the most dangerous question of all. Who am I actually trying to impress? Because when you really think about it, the answer is usually embarrassing. A coworker who doesn't care, a friend who's also broke, an ex who muted you, strangers at a red light. You're financing a lifestyle for an audience that doesn't exist. And here's the plot twist nobody expects. The people who are actually doing well financially, they're usually invisible. They drive normal cars. They wear boring clothes. They don't talk about money. They don't need to, because real confidence doesn't need witnesses. But we're addicted to the highlight reel. We want the image without the foundation, the applause without the work, the success without the patience. And that's how you end up with a closet full of clothes and nothing to wear, and an account full of charges and nothing to show. At some point, adulthood hits you in the face and asks, was it worth it? Was it worth the stress, the anxiety, the constant feeling that you're one emergency away from disaster? All for the illusion of being impressive. Here's the uncomfortable but freeing truth. Most people don't care what you have. They care how you make them feel. And no car payment in the world can buy respect. No logo can buy peace. No flex can buy time back. The moment you stop trying to impress strangers, something weird happens. Your life gets cheaper and calmer and clearer. You start buying things slower. You start asking better questions. You start realizing how much of your spending was never about joy, just fear. Fear of being seen as behind, fear of being average, fear of not being enough. But here's the secret nobody sells you. You were enough before the purchase. You don't need to look rich. You need to be free. Free from payments, free from pressure, free from performing a lifestyle you secretly hate. Because the most impressive thing in America right now isn't a car or a watch or a vacation photo. It's having control. Control over your money, control over your time, control over your choices. That's the flex nobody talks about. So the next time you're about to spend money to impress someone you don't even like, pause. Ask yourself one simple question. If nobody ever saw this, would I still want it? And if the answer is no, congratulations, you just saved yourself a payment, and maybe your sanity. Because strangers will never pay your bills, but you will, every month.